Hey friends, today I'm starting a brand new series called Drills and Drama. I'll be diamond painting while reading funny and chaotic Reddit stories. If you love sparkles and internet drama, you're in the right place. Alright, let's get into our first Reddit story. This one is from Am I the A-hole? And all of the ones for this episode will be from this subreddit. Anyway, so am I the a-hole for giving my sister and her daughters a week to move out? This is a throwaway. My sister went through a bad divorce. She lost her apartment and recently lost her job. She has 3 daughters, all under 15. She takes care of them since their dad left town after the divorce. She kept jumping from house to house. She stayed with mom for 2 months, then moved out. Moved in with my uncle, then moved out. Then my brother in the city, but only stayed with him for a few days before moving out. She asked to move in with me, and I agreed, although I was a bit hesitant since I've got a lot on my plate. My husband is sick and was discharged from the hospital recently. She says since I don't have kids, which is a bit insensitive of her to say given my infertility issues, then everything will be fine. She moved in, and it was horrible. The girls started making an endless mess. They'd mess with the dog, break stuff, stay up late, and worst of all, my sister would have my husband watch the girls while I'm at work, and while she goes to the salon, not to work there, but to get herself ready for job interviews, which she never attends, then says they didn't hire her. I wanted to be patient and graceful and find solutions. Sorry, my dog just barked at air. Anyways, I wanted to be patient and graceful and find solutions to the girls' misbehavior, like hiding important stuff, my husband's meds, and my makeup, but it all came to a head a few days ago. Since my husband's sick, he can't cook by himself. Before I leave for work, I prepare breakfast and leave it for him in the fridge. It's a healthy breakfast needed for meds. Also, if I'm working overtime, I'd prepare lunch for him the night before while at work. I got a text from my husband telling me he couldn't find anything to eat. He was asking about yogurt, anything to take with his meds. I told him there was an entire breakfast that I left for him in the fridge. He said it wasn't there when he woke up. I was confused, but only momentarily, as I realized the girls had eaten it. I was very upset. I called my sister, and she kept hanging up on me. Then sent a text saying she was in the middle of a job interview. So not only had she left the girls with my husband, knowing he couldn't watch them, she let them eat his breakfast. I texted her about it, and she said it was not a big deal and that she was in a hurry for her job interview. You'll see why I used quote marks later. And didn't make them breakfast. I went off on her saying that she was out of line and had made mine and my husband's lives a living nightmare. She did not respond. It was a terrible day. I bought groceries and cooked again. I waited for her before talking to the girls because they lied saying the dog ate the food. She returned at 7 p.m., way late. I confronted her, and she downplayed it, saying it was fine. The girls didn't know. It was an emergency, etc., etc. She even tried to apologize to my husband, but I told her she needed to move out and that she had 1 week. She looked at me stunned and started arguing about how she couldn't afford rental. I told her she could with her new job. What she said next left me speechless. She said the interview didn't work out. Why? Because her interviewer happened to be her ex's friend. The coincidence. She said she made a scene and walked out. I told her it was wild of her to expect me to believe that story. She started crying and trying to show me proof, but she didn't even open her phone. I said it was final and went to my room. My husband said that he didn't want me and my sister to fight because of him. I assured him it wasn't just that. I was surprised when she kept sending the girls one by one to knock on my door and beg me. I felt so horrible. Now I'm slowly starting to reconsider my decision. Am I the a-hole here? Family is complicated. I'm going to just start off by saying this. family is complicated, and I've lived with a family before, and I don't know, after being an adult, it's just so much easier to just live with my husband and my kids and nobody extra. But like, if somebody needed help, I would help them, but I would also lay out conditions beforehand, like what they're expected to help with and stuff like that if they're gonna stay in my house. I feel for the girls because their parents are divorcing, so they could potentially be acting out a little bit right now, but even then, if it's a regular thing and they've already seen it for a little bit, that you make your husband breakfast every morning before you go for work for him to eat when he wakes up, because he needs that to go with his meds. They know that your husband is sick. I'm gonna presume, because you gave the age of 15, they're under 15, but you didn't say they were toddlers or anything like that. I would presume that they're old enough to know better than to take other people's things. So it was rude of them to take your husband's food. And also, it's rude of your sister to be leaving her kids with your husband when he's sick and just recently got out of the hospital. So I don't think you're that a-hole. Let's see what the comments say. Nope, not the a-hole. Time for your sister and her 3 little menaces to go be someone else's problem. Some people have to learn things the hard way. Also, I would wonder why she's stayed with multiple other people before you and keeps moving out of their places. This must be a theme. Yeah, see, this other person said not the a-hole. Now we know why she only lasted a couple months at her other places. She didn't leave. She probably got kicked out. So, yeah, I don't think that you are the problem, and I think that she needs to grow up. I know divorce is hard. I have divorced parents myself, but is she not acting right, in my opinion? All right, next. Am I the a-hole for not wearing a bra at home? Not safe for work tag added just to be safe. Discussion about undergarments. And it's a part of life. Context that I think is relevant. I am 28, female, and married to 32, male. We live in a house together that we bought together for like 8 years. I haven't really worn a bra except to work or if I'm going out to a specific event. Examples, a party or a wedding or date, etc. Or to do exercise. My husband hasn't seemed to have a problem with it until recently. And I'm not even sure that it's him that has a problem. About 6 months ago, he told me that he was offering our guest room to one of his work friends who was being evicted. Not his fault if anyone finds that relevant. Until he could find another place to live. So friend, late 30s, male, moves some stuff in, sets up in our guest room, and husband and friend hang out basically 24/7. Husband has been acting different since friend moved in, which is why I'm unsure who was the problem. Friend had made no effort to find another place to live after 4 months, and husband was not charging rent until I asked him to. They came to an agreement last month, and friend has not made a rent payment yet. On to the conflict. As I said above, I don't wear a bra except for certain situations, and being home is definitely not one of those situations. I like to be comfortable, especially in my own home. Husband came to me 2 days ago asking if I could start wearing a bra at home when friend is home. I asked why. He said, so that I am decent with another man around. I am never openly indecent when he is home. I shut both our bedroom door and our bathroom door when I shower and change for bed and work, whether friend is home or not. I am mindful of my appearance when friend is home and am never without pants or a top, just braless. I asked husband why all of a sudden me not wearing a bra was indecent. He couldn't give me a good answer and just asked if I would wear a bra at home and walked away. He is bad with conflict, so he often walks away when I push back. Then would not talk to me for the rest of the night. I asked yesterday whether it was him or friend that was uncomfortable with me not wearing a bra at home, and he said both. I reminded him that he did not ask me if friend could move in, and that this was my home too, and that I should be allowed to be comfortable. I asked him why all of a sudden it was not okay that I don't wear a bra, or if it was something that had been bothering him this whole time. He was obviously mad, but would not engage with me anymore, and continued to ignore me for the rest of the day. Friend has not said anything to me about it, but I could understand why he wouldn't want to. He and I don't talk much when my husband isn't home. Even if he did, I probably would tell him to get over it because I live here too. And frankly, my comfort is more of a priority than his since he's been living in our house, eating our food for free for 6 months. Husband has been at work all day, probably avoiding the conflict like he always does, so I haven't had a chance to ask again. So, am I the a-hole for not wearing a bra at home? Am I just being stubborn? Or am I justified with my line of thinking? First of all, your husband didn't ask if it was okay for his friend to move in. That's kind of messed up, in my opinion. My husband and I have, in our lives, both had at different times, a friend from each of us temporarily stay with us. One was my best friend who was getting out of an abusive relationship, and the other was one of his work buddies who he and his girlfriend broke up, and he just temporarily stayed with us for like a month or two until he could get into his own apartment. He's not even from here. He's from a completely different state. But we talked to each other about it first, and it was fine. Anyways, as to the bra thing, I'm a girl who also doesn't want to wear one when I'm at home. So, like, no, I don't. Even if we have people come over, I don't. But also, I'm usually in, like, a hoodie and stuff, so you can't even really tell, because I still have, like, a tank top and stuff on, holding everything in place. I don't think you are. I think it's weird that he's all of a sudden caring. Also, his friend has been there for, at the end you say 6 months, and he's just now bringing this up. It is kind of weird. I don't think that you are the a-hole. Let me see what some of the comments say. And not the a-hole. He invited someone else to live with you, telling you, not asking. Then decides he's a weakling. No, rehome them both. Okay. Yep. Reddit likes to just say separate all the time. Yeah, my husband told me he's renting out our guest room to his friend is absolutely wild. You have bigger problems, girl. Okay, so yeah, you guys should figure out that whole situation before worrying even about the bra situation. Let's see what we can find next. Okay, we have time, I think, for one more. So, am I the a-hole for not supporting my mom's relationship? Hi, this whole situation feels a bit like teenage drama. I'm 21 and my mom is 44, but it's still making me feel bad, so I wanted some opinions. Sorry for my wonky English. For context, my parents divorced 6 years ago. Long story short, my dad cheated and my mom wanted to forgive him for the sake of the family, but he wanted to be single. When she finally moved on, he wanted to get back together, but she didn't agree because she realized he would just do it again. I stayed by her side during the whole thing because I don't think cheating is forgivable. As of now, my dad has had a girlfriend for about 2 years, and my mom has just started dating a man. Problem is, I don't like him at all. Back when they just met each other, we found his Instagram account and found out he had a whole girlfriend. A couple of months later, he told my mom that they had broken up and they started talking again. I told her back then to drop him already, but she said it was nothing serious, so it's fine. Since then, I found out that he's a womanizer, has cheated on every woman he's ever been with, including an ex-wife. We're from a small town, so we know his family. They confirmed it's true, and my mom is aware. And he's been going out to parties and bars with other women recently. I talked to my mom about this, and she said, again, that it's fine because they're not serious. I'm an adult. I know what I'm doing, yada, yada, yada. This was about a month ago. Today, she talked to me and my little brother and said that they're going to start officially dating. She then said she wanted us to all go on a trip, and I said I didn't want to meet him. I said everything I think about this, and I already had told her some of this last time. I don't like him. I don't think he's good for you. He's gonna hurt you. He cheated on his wife and all his girlfriends. What makes you think he won't do it to you too? I don't understand why she, rightfully, knew my dad wouldn't change, but is choosing to insist on this man. She said that she believes he will change and she wants to try, but that she's hurt. And that she's hurt because I've met my dad's girlfriend but won't meet her boyfriend. I told her that I don't mind her being in a relationship and I want her to be happy, but I won't support her with this man specifically. And my brother agreed with me. She got mad and went to bed early, and I've been feeling bad since. I know she's an adult and can make her own decisions, but I still don't like this situation. Am I being childish? Should I just suck it up and stay quiet? Thanks in advance. Okay, so first of all, no, you're not the a-hole. I think that you're just looking out for your mom. She's already been cheated on in her previous marriage to your dad, and you know and have had it confirmed that this guy that she is seeing has cheated on multiple women, including a wife. So, no. I mean, it's okay. I don't know. I don't like to get necessarily in my personal life involved in other people's relationships, like, for example, my parents' relationships with each other and stuff. But at the same time, like, you're just looking out for your mom, and I mean, she is an adult. She can make her own decisions, but you're worried she's going to get hurt again, and I totally understand that. So let's see what some of the comments say. Not the a-hole. You aren't being childish. You're being consistent. You stayed by her side when your dad cheated because you have a strong moral compass. Now she's dating a professional cheater and expecting you to just smile and nod. It's completely logical that you'd be frustrated seeing her walk right back into the fire she just escaped. See, yeah, I agree. Not the a-hole. You shared your opinion. She isn't obliged to follow your advice, same way you're not obliged to join them. Give her the courtesy to meet him. Don't bring any of the things you heard. You don't have to buddy up. Just meet him as your mom's acquaintance, but make it clear to her that you aren't really looking to get to know him. She took time to move from informal to formal. You're entitled to take your time to do the same. Likely he will cheat on her, but don't cut your mom's support system. So, like, don't stop what they're saying is don't stop talking to your mom just because she stays with him or whatever. She can make her own decisions. And another one, not the a-hole. You're 21, you're an adult. You have the right to choose who you spend your vacations with. If you don't want to bond with a womanizer, that's your right. Don't let her make you feel like the bad guy just because you have standards for the people in your life. You see, that's the other thing. It's also just about you. You don't want to surround yourself with the bad energy, and I wouldn't either. All right, that wraps up this round of Drills and Drama. But I need to know, who do you think was in the wrong? Drop your verdict down below in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next Drills and Drama episode. In the meantime, stay tuned for my whip and chat on Wednesday, and if I finish the canvas that I am currently working on in this video, you might see an unboxing for my next kit, whatever that may be. Also, just leave in the comment below any other ideas for videos that you may have, any other maybe potential series. Drills and Dramas are going to be every Monday. My whip and chats will be every Wednesday, as they have been. But I need some filler videos in there. I want to be able to post more than that, and I have the ability to post more than that. So just let me know. This year I'm going to start doing month in reviews, and at the end of the year I will start a year in review. I was going to do one for 2025, but I solely was not at all prepared to start doing that yet, so I will do a year in review for 2026. But anyways, that is all I have for you today. I hope that you have a fantastic week, and I will see you in the next one.